So this conversation, yes, we've oh man, we've beat it over the head so so much, but I think so much clarification is being brought to light. And um this is the thing. The guys are talking about what is ahead. Y'all, the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And the stealing part, the stealing of your time and making you believe that you have all the time in the world to check boxes at different times in your life whenever you choose to. That's not how life works. And this is coming from someone I've lived multiple lives. I've been in the movie industry, I've been in the dance industry, I've been a professional dancer. I put dance aside. It was either it came to a crossing the road. I danced for three professional teams, and I saw my age of being 22, 23, and I said, I do not want to end up like some of my mentors, and that's being 100% real. A lot of the dancers that I looked up to were dancing for Christina Aguilera, Justin Timberlake, Usher, Beyonce, people that I was in the studio with, people that I was rubbing elbows with, people that I was with auditions with. I knew that was my next move was to go move to either LA. I was in Atlanta, go move to LA or New York. And I told my parents, I said, I'm coming back home, I'm finishing school. I want a family. And I know if I go down this path, it's going to take me away from what I ultimately want in life 15 years from now. So you have to think your decisions that you make in high school, in college, yes, they will affect you in the long run. Everything in your life is brick by brick, decision by decision, road by road, and path by path. So at that moment, I literally said, I am putting down dance because this is not the life that I want. I don't want to be 40 years old, single, 45 years old, single, can't dance anymore, can't move around anymore, opening up a studio, living that life by myself. I wanted a different life in the long haul. And so, as women, you got to realize and remember, and even as men, we don't have the time to say, I'll get to it when I get to it. I'm going to work on this right now for the next 5 to 10 years. As women, there is a clock. That you have a clock on having babies, right? You don't know. Women are preaching this IVF stuff and freezing your eggs. Let me tell y'all. All the women I know, I can name 30, 40 women that have gone in the struggle. I have a lot of women that I have access to. White, black, Hispanic, Indian. I know a lot of women. First of all, this journey is not as easy as people say it is. That's number one. So don't let somebody tell you, "Oh, girl, you'll be fine. You'll be able to freeze." Girl, there's no pressure to get married. Oh, you see Rihanna having babies at 37. Rihanna is a billionaire. Rihanna could have got a baby put in her and would nobody know nothing about nothing. So comparing yourself to a billionaire is absolutely ludicrous. That's number one into celebrities. But people getting on podcasts and social media preaching to young women that you have all the time in the world for marriage and babies, that is false. By the time you get to the age where you think you want to be married, your person or the person you're looking at is already married and already starting their lives with somebody else, right? And that's why you have so many women that are in their 30s and 40s that are willing to be side chicks just to have a piece of that dream man that they always wanted, right? So don't let anybody sell you dreams about freezing eggs and IVF because I can give you three personal close relationships with people who had failed IVF after spending 30 to $60,000 per round on their fertility journeys. So it's not as easy as people think it is. It's not as accessible to everyone as people think it is as well. And then sometimes you're not even a candidate for that, right? You don't know if your body can withhold a pregnancy. So you can spend money on IVF and then your body can't even hold and deliver the baby. So you have to go down a surrogacy journey or you have to go look at an adoption journey. So why put yourself in that type of stress and that type of um horrible situation that you can really avoid altogether by really looking and planning your life. And I think that's all the gentlemen are trying to say. It's about you can do it all. You really can do it all at the same time. And having a partner, having a husband that is going to stand with you and work with you and love you and support you. You guys have distinctive role within your marriage. Y'all, it is the most beautiful thing. I cannot tell you, it is the most beautiful thing. Marcus knows, my husband, he knows our marriage and our family. And it is the most beautiful thing to have someone to do life with. And I mean, do life with, not end of life, but experience life, live life, grow children. I was telling my mom this 2 nights ago. I said, do you know what it feels like to be able to talk to my husband, and my husband and I discuss our daughter and her personality and discipline, and my husband consider my feelings, and I really respect his leadership and his understanding, and we both read and we research about learning to make sure we know as much as the different stages that our children are in, and so we can understand them and discipline them and create structure and have a loving home. That is something that you don't hear about in marriage. You're not hearing about those conversations on the internet because everybody is so focused on talking such negatively about marriage, that in our community, because it's not all communities, right? But I just love how Trev and Sweeney stated it. They are painting the picture that you can do it at the same time, y'all. You can work if you want to. You can be a stay-at-home mom, like Darwin, like Bruce's wife, and his wife is beautiful and happy, and their kids are healthy, and their home works for them. So I was really offended at even her being brought up in a conversation that she's not on here to even defend herself for the decision she made for her own personal life to stand under Darwin's covering. I kind of felt like, whoa, that's kind of like that's not cool, because don't nobody else want their family members talked about in a place where they can't mic up or cam up and come on here and defend themselves. So
Well,
I
Cassie,
can say,
let me before you
Casey,
finish, let me be clear on that. Oh, Casey, let me be clear on that. It had nothing to do specifically with Darwin's wife. It had everything to do with the questions that he asked her before they got married. It had nothing specifically to do with her choices and her decisions. It had to do with the way he approached the situation and the lifestyle he leads now. And if his wife was included in that, that's how she was brought up in the conversation. It had nothing to do with his wife or her choices specifically.
I know, but as a listener, as a person who was just like listening to the panel at the time, that may not have been the intended outcome for it to come off that way, but it definitely came off in a way of like your wife must be stupid because she's with you, right? Because you were asking the questions of, oh, you made her do this, oh, you made her do that. So if I was Darwin's wife and I'm listening, like I would be like, wait, nobody made me do anything. This is the man I chose to spend my life with. So that can still come off as disrespectful. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that perspective.